Okay, I still don't know what's going on. The last video worked with audio, but this one and the next one, for whatever reason, I think my mic wasn't on for whatever reason, but I will be making sure of that from here on. Um, this is a continuation from the last video, just me looking at the blacksmith and just seeing how it would look just with the builder's uh, wand, just to get an idea of uh, how it would look pre-built and going along with that. I believe I said I was going to put it over across the way. I know that's where I eventually put it. So that's the level 5 one. It actually comes with the armor stands in front of it. You of course do have to provide the armor for it, but it is a cool little aesthetic thing for it to be making. And I do find out, yeah, that looking at the boundary, I do find out like where is the best spot to put it. But it does not put the smeltery that I have inside of it, if that makes any sense. Because a while back there was a hut that you could have your builders put together for you, and it would come with a pre-built, preordained space for your smeltery from Tinker's Construct, but I could no longer find that one. So I don't know where that one, they might have taken it out and just put something else in its place. So this is the smeltery that I'm looking at, and it cooks the ores for me if I wanted to do it that way. The other one makes the vanilla tools, and this one cooks the ores that the miner gets down into ingots, and then depending on what level, depends on how many furnaces, and same with any other hut that involves those kinds of things. So what was it? I really don't like it when I lose my train of thought. Each level of hut depicts, or not depicts, not depicts, what is the word? Designates? Preordains. How many furnaces they're allowed to use at one point, one time. So the level 1 smeltery would only be able to use one furnace. And then, level 2, 2 furnaces, level 3, 3 furnaces, so on and so forth. So right now I'm just checking out different things, I think I was trying to find that house that the smeltery you could put the smeltery into. Looking at some of the different parts. The dwarven one, I took a guess at thinking that maybe it was you wanted to build your place underground, and so this was your options for creating avenues through your different tunnels. I mean, that's my theory. If you want to make your own, so that's totally up to you when you make your own world. Because the name under it is Dwarven, and the first thing that comes to my head with Dwarven is underground. So this is looking at fields. I'm trying to just looking through the different stuff now, trying to see whichever one will be a good one to have at some point when I eventually put together. And I was trying to figure out why there was a redstone torch under there. And I realized there's a redstone lamp, so that the farm is always lit and thus always growing. With light, I should say. But as I found out, rats can go through that fence. So my farm would be all for nothing. So again, I gotta go back to the drawing table and try to figure out how I would stop that. Because, well, it's 1 block high, but any mob in the game can jump up 1 block. So I'm not exactly sure, and I can't put a gate up there because they'll go through the gate, and they'll go underneath the fence, just like I can go over the fence. So hut block, basically, I believe it's a placeholder for trying to space out everything so you can plan it accordingly when you go through your basically planning out all stuff. You can put down a beach if you wanted to. I might do that at a later point if I have more space to put that down, just as sort of an aesthetic thing. Put down a well. Again, aesthetic, decorations is the title. Library, I'm definitely putting down a town library. Stable for horses later on. Simple fountain. Where'd you go? There you are. Just a little simple thing. Again, a gazebo, which I thought looked pretty cool, and back to the beach and the well. Parks, hedge mage, big pirate ship, Space Wars. I was trying to figure this one out, what it meant by Space Wars, because a lot of everything that had to do with Space Wars was sandstone. So I'm not exactly sure what it was for, because this is supposed to be a field underground. I'm not sure how it works. Yeah, I think, yeah, field below ground. Wooden pillar. But it's sandstone, so I don't know if it's supposed to be underground or if it's supposed to be above ground. Wall, straight tower. It's basically a section of the wall that's got a tower on it. It looks cool. I just don't have enough sandstone to do all this stuff. A wall straight, the wall gate. See, I like that. And if I was living in the desert, then I would probably use it. But I'm not living in the desert, so I can't put in sandstone. What's cool is that a few of these gates come with redstone mechanism on the inside. You can kind of see where the spaces are to put like the torches and things like that. So like open it up. I fell in the water there. I go back over here. Big huge open space. So I think it's all over on the other side. Wall corner tower, walkway stairs, walkway raised straight, walkway intersection, tree field elevated. So this is a tree field elevated. It's like a tree farm. Just like, I guess, if you were up in the sky or something like that. And just making a whole bunch of bridges. See, Space Wars. Again, I don't know if that's like, is that a, whatchamacallit? Like another person, is that another series that somebody else is doing? And the mod creator just liked it so much and they put it inside the mod? I don't know. If you have a theory, post it, comment it, leave it below. So this is if I wanted to put down another mine shaft, kind of like, because it's set up the same way as what the miner has. So main shaft, miner, putting the tunnels in, and the cobble corner. So this is another wall, if I wanted to go column, or cobblestone I should say. So I don't know why this was underneath wooden. And then we go back to that stuff. Birch walls, dark oak. So this would be if I had wanted to put my village in a roofed forest. Because everything is based off of the dark oak trees. And like this field would be on top of a tree is what it's looking like. And all the walkways were on top of trees, if you saw it. Field 3, treehouse field 1, treehouse corner walk. So it'd create walkways, treehouse, ground chair, junction, walkway, intersection, floating stair, treehouse, field 2. And then to go into decorations, dwarven, we're back to where we started. So yeah, that would be making a tunnel for the dwarven area. That's what it looks like to me. Markets, beach, hedge mage, parks, ships, space wars, statues, taiga. I might use that to make the walls, or I will probably be using that to make walls once I have the majority of my stuff put together. Taiga walled gate. So this is what I'm looking forward to actually being able to build at some point. As you can see, that stuff down there, the green wool and the pistons, that is how we would activate the gate. And it's not as big as the one in Space Wars. I get stuck inside the wall here and lose my position. But it's not as big as the Space Wars one, which I found kind of interesting. Well, the gate anyway. The wall is definitely taller. But it comes with a way to open it and close it. The wall cap, so it goes on top of the wall, and there's the straight wall. So that one that was right before it would basically just go on top of that wall. Alright. Yeah, I think eventually I will be putting down walls for the taiga. Yeah, that's what happens when you click on the fruit while holding the wand. But I think I will be using the taiga walls for my medieval dark oak buildings. Alright. So I'm trying to find my way. And where did I go? Seem to be getting lost for some reason. Checking it out, seeing where I can build stuff. Probably going to be taking out the rest of that pond once I get enough dirt. Again, just reformalizing how I'm going to fill out the pond and get everything equalized for, not the pond, the river, for putting down buildings and stuff. And I did it again. There. So putting down more dirt, because I think, yeah, I was going to be putting down one of the buildings I had just gotten a hold of. I think it was the blacksmith, was it? Yeah. Yep. Putting down the blacksmith. Because the blacksmith will be able to make the tools so I don't have to make them. I just got to keep the settler supplied with materials needed. And once I get a delivery person, I'll be able to just go ahead and do that. Now, for whatever reason, I didn't notice it before when I was first doing this, and I almost placed this down. I don't think I placed it down, but I did fix it eventually, though. I had the wrong building, if you didn't catch it. And right there, I'm trying to make sure it's all leveled out. But if you look at the middle bar there, it says IKEA. I said that wrong. I know I botched it. But that's not the one that the rest of my buildings are made out of. So that's something I go back and I try to fix. Right now, I'm just, well, with the IKEA, I'm trying to see if it would fit right here. But yeah, I make the decision not to do that because the bridge was right there and it would interfere with the pathfinding that the settlers were using. So here I'm just lining it up, getting ready to go so I can lay down some a dirt foundation layouts for the fences so I know exactly where everything's going to be. See, doing it that. Just making sure everything's lined up. I do back it up a little bit because of how close it was to the miner. So just laying the dirt foundation for the fence. Making sure I'm lined up. Scoot it one more down that way. Come back this way, make sure I'm not going to interfere with the miner's hut. It doesn't look like I will, at least with this building. Push it one more just to give it a little extra space. Away from the river, not from the miner's hut. I deemed it was far enough for from the miner's hut. So right now it's something that I do. Other people might not do it, other people may do it. Just depends on what kind of person you are. I like having the outline of the building in place when I say yes to the placement of the block. So, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just making sure that there's a space for the fence. At some point, right now, just making sure that I've got the correct width. Well, not the correct width, the correct length of like how many blocks I need to make sure the fence is staying. And right now, pretty soon here anyway, I should be figuring out that I messed up on this. Yep, right here. Yep, that's where I messed. That's where I figured it out. Medieval birch. There we go. Medieval dark oak. Got it. So this is the one that I was looking at in the beginning of the video, in the end of the last video, in the beginning of this one. So, as you can see, it's significantly smaller than the IKEA one. And again, I'm probably messing up that name. I'm sorry for those people that are really picky on how names are said. I apologize. But this is how I'm going to do it for right now. So just relining it, making sure that there's enough space for the fence to go down. Everything else is lined up. I'm not quite sure how I managed that one. Except for this area. I come and clear this out though. And I fall inside the water. Yeah, this is the magic water that when you jump into it, it gives you levitation. Or is it ascension? I think it's ascension. Yeah, it gives you ascension for like a few seconds. It's a bit annoying. And there's the miner. So close that up. We're never here. And come down here and check this place out. So yeah, the miner's been doing all of this, and what they're doing is they're making a space like the mine shaft itself. They don't pick up the ores along the walls because it's just outside their range, unless they start making the side tunnels. I do, at some point I will be coming back and actually like cleaning out those ores so I can use them personally, but the miner themselves will not actually go and pick all that up. So yep, this is all the ores that they've picked up during their time. Now that they have the iron pickaxe, they can pick all that stuff up. And they don't. I don't know why. I guess it's just because they don't have need of the experience that redstone drops, but they give it as a straight ore. And there it is. The blacksmith is placed. I don't get it built right away. I don't get it started right now. This is just me trying to make sure that it's all ready to go. So this is supposed to be me talking, but as before, my audio is busted. So I went down to go get some ore from down here, and I wasn't smart, and I didn't cover any holes up there with, well, I didn't cover them. So, and as you can see, my tools are all lying over there. So if you can't figure it out yet, I fell through a hole and landed in the lava. Yeah, everything that was in my inventory. I had a bunch of stuff. I wasn't very smart, and I thought I was being smart, but I wasn't smart at all. So, this is me picking up all my stuff. Fun times. One thing I was happy about, though, was, as you can see, if you look up there, there's my pickaxe. If you look over to my left, there's another one of my tools. So I can pick this up. If I look over there, two of my tools, my sword and my axe. So I do get my tools back. I have my shovel, I've got my hammer, I've got my pickaxe, axe, all that stuff. And you want to know what the big reason why all of this fell through? Those crystals back there. I was being greedy. I went down to try and pick up some of those crystals because I was going to start trying to do some of them. I just wanted to see if that was the crystals that was needed for the magic mod. And they are. Those are the crystals needed. And it did this whole thing of some sort of energy appears and you feel that a rest would be necessary to go to comprehend everything that you are thinking about or something, some such like that. So basically you pick it up and it gives you a little text on what's the next step that you need to do. It tells you need to go take a sleep or a rest. All my torches are gone. All my iron is gone. All my tin is gone. So I picked up some of these. Yeah, these are the crystals. Artovis crystal. Yeah, these are the ones that were being used in the magic mod. But I fell in the lava and I lost all the crystals that I had because I was being greedy and not very smart. Yeah, that's me being a smart person. And that was a bat falling in the lava. And just heading back up to back up there. That was me in an attempt to clear out a rat nest earlier. It was only partially successful, as you can see. Reset the traps. Got one already. Just going around, resetting all the traps. It's going to just become a daily routine. And there's the other one. It is a good way to get the rats, though, and it seems to be a fairly steady supply of meat and leather. So there is the warehouse. I do give a tour in the last one. I didn't have enough copper in the smeltery for me to get a full block. So that was a mistake I made because in order for me to do it all, I need to get one more brick, and I didn't think about getting another brick. So yeah, smart times. Smeltery. That was the one about the ores, doubling the ores as they level up, and I think it said even triple it occasionally. So it's definitely something that if you don't want to do it all yourself, then you can have the person do it. And the higher level they are, the higher chance that you get for doubling of ores. see. Mine colonies. Clipboard. I do find out some things about these. The clipboard is necessary for finding out which settler needs, like has a request. So if you click it on it with the town hall, it gives you everything you need. Well, it doesn't give you everything you need, but it lets you know what each person is requesting. The resource scroll, when you connect it to a builder's hut, it will let you know what resources they need for whatever build that you're on for that builder. And I do use that in a later one, and it comes in real handy. Absolutely enjoyed that because it gave me some extra stuff. Postbox, I didn't know what it was at this point in time, but I do find out that it allows me to make personal orders for the delivery to bring from the warehouse, the deliveryman to bring from the warehouse to that position for either me to use, or if they're not moving stuff fast enough, then they can bring it to the post box and I can deliver it myself to the builders. The library, I find out that they use for training the different settlers in whatever stuff they want to do. Combat Academy, training warriors as I get them. I'm going to need to get some guards when I start venturing out. That way they can guard the base while I'm away. Archery, restaurant, that's what all the people were talking about needing. Chicken herders, barracks tower. I believe that's the one that you put like around so that the guards can patrol a certain radius out as either a knight or a ranger. Warehouse, that's what I already got. Shifter, found out like put sand or gravel and things like that, it'll get you certain things back. Kind of like for those of you done modded Skyblock with the Ex Nihilo mod, I believe it's called, where you make the what is it? Oh, the shifter. Crusher, basically taking cobblestone down to gravel, gravel down to sand, sand down to clay. I think it gives you clay, or maybe it just stops at sand. I can't remember. The Ex Nihilo mod from modded Skyblock would give you dust, but I don't think they do dust here. Combat Academy, need the Combat Academy eventually. Chicken herders, barracks, restaurant. If I do any of the animal farmers, the problem is that in order for them to do a proper stone smeltery, hold that thought about the farmers. Stone smeltery, basically it cooks your stone into what you need it to be. And then back to the farmers, trying to get the whatchamacallit. I cannot speak today. Yes, trying to get the resources needed for the farmers, like ranchers, I guess, because not the typical farmers. You just give them seeds and they can go on and do their own thing. But for like the cows, chickens, sheep, pigs, all that stuff, they have to have the certain resources in order to work with whatever animal they're working with. That's the sawmill, and basically does the same thing that the stonemason or the stone cutter would do, just with wood items. So it cuts them into the planks or recipes as needed for whatever is primarily made out of wood. I don't know what the barrel is. I still haven't figured that out. I think it's just a aesthetic chest. So I really got to figure out how I'm going to do the farms in order to help my ranchers get the resources that they need to help their animals grow. Because like the cowboy one with the cows is going to need wheat to breed the cows, and then I believe it's going to be the same for the sheep, and then the stonemason, that's the stone recipes guy. So basically any stone recipe that you need, delivery person will bring them the materials needed for said recipe, and then that person will make it. So yeah. Did I get started on it in this one? It's been a little bit. I've had a lot of things going on, school going on recently, so it's been a little while since I've actually been able to plan this world. I do start building on it. Okay. So this, if some of you can remember, is where the town hall is, the center of the village, the settlement. And so I am in the process of just clearing everything out that isn't needed so that the builder can have an unrestricted space to just start digging stuff up, the ground bits that are needed, and going on from there to actually build the the town hall. Miner 30 cobblestone slab. This person, oh, the miner had so many requests, or like over the span of 3 videos. Like, I need more cobblestone, and you're in the mine. I need more cobblestone slabs. I need more stairs or ladders. No, they didn't do stairs. Walls. Just stuff like that, just so they can build out the different sections of the mine shaft as needed. So this is me taking all the cobblestone. I come back later and get the mine shaft, the miner going again. But I was wanting to do I was going to make some more metal tools in this one. I was trying to remember. But it is a good time to point out that the higher your, what is it? The higher your smeltery is, thank you, the more that your smeltery can melt down and the more that it can hold. Now there is a tank that I can make that'll hold all of the liquids, but I do not have the space nor the time to make one of those right now. Alright. Oh, I don't get it started. Basically going around trying to make sure I have things I needed to make everything. What am I looking for? Cobblestone? And there's my volume.